Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and join the channel for daily Ohio State football updates. If you love Buckeye football, recruiting news, and transfer portal breakdowns, you're in the right place. Now let's dive into the 3 Ohio State transfers who are ready to make an immediate impact in the 2026 season. Ohio State's offseason has been anything but quiet. After months of uncertainty, staff changes, and transfer portal chaos, the Buckeyes are finally entering a calmer stretch before spring practice. The offensive coordinator hire is complete, recruiting is locked in, and now the focus shifts to the new faces on the roster who will shape the 2026 season. Early on, the portal looked rough for Ohio State. Fans were nervous, key contributors left, depth was tested, and questions filled the air. But as the dust settled, Ryan Day and his staff quietly put together a strong recovery plan, landing several experienced players who fill major needs. Today, we're breaking down the 3 transfer portal additions who could have the biggest impact right away, players who won't need time to develop, players who will play early, and players who could be difference makers from day one. Let's start with the most important and maybe the most overlooked position in college football. Transfer number 1, Connor Hawkins, the kicker Ohio State has been waiting for. For the past 2 seasons, Ohio State fans held their breath every time the kicking unit took the field. Close games became stressful, big moments felt uncertain, and in more than one game, missed kicks played a major role in heartbreaking losses. That changes now. Ohio State addressed its biggest weakness by bringing in Connor Hawkins, a transfer kicker who already has proven college experience. He comes in with a strong leg, confidence, and, most importantly, consistency. Hawkins made nearly 83% of his field goals as a freshman, which is outstanding for a young kicker. But the numbers don't tell the full story. What really excites the coaching staff is his range. Hawkins is comfortable kicking from deep, which completely changes how Ryan Day can manage late-game situations. Instead of forcing risky 4th down attempts, Ohio State can now trust the kicking game again. That might not sound flashy, but championships are often decided by special teams, and the Buckeyes finally have stability there. If Hawkins performs the way he has in the past, he could easily become one of the most important transfers on the entire roster, and maybe the most impactful kicker Ohio State has had in years. Transfer number 2, Earl Little Jr., the secondary fix Ohio State needed. Next up, we move to the defensive side of the ball, where Ohio State experienced a massive offseason shakeup. Multiple defensive backs entered the portal, leaving the Buckeyes thin in the secondary. Depth was a major concern, especially at the nickel and safety spots. That's when Ohio State made a key move by bringing in Earl Little Jr., a veteran defensive back with all-conference experience. Little Jr. arrives as a proven playmaker, someone who understands coverage schemes, reads quarterbacks well, and plays with physicality. While he was primarily a safety before, Ohio State plans to shift him into the nickel corner role, a position that requires versatility, intelligence, and toughness. That role became wide open after several departures, and Little Jr. is the perfect fit to step in immediately. He can cover tight ends, slot receivers, and help in run support, all things Ohio State desperately needs in today's Big Ten offenses. This move also gives Ohio State flexibility. Young corners won't be rushed into starting roles, and the defense can finally stabilize after losing so much experience in the offseason. If Little Jr. adjusts quickly to his new role, he could become one of the leaders of the secondary and a huge reason the defense improves in 2026. Transfer number 3, James Smith, the trenches get reinforcements. Football games are won and lost in the trenches, and Ohio State learned that lesson the hard way. In the Cotton Bowl, the Buckeyes struggled to stop the run and generate push in the middle of the defensive line. With veteran defensive tackle Caden McDonald heading to the NFL, a major hole opened up in the interior. Enter James Smith, a former Alabama defensive lineman who brings SEC-level physicality and experience to Columbus. Smith isn't just depth, he's a plug-and-play defensive tackle who can step in and immediately contribute. He has the size and strength to clog running lanes, occupy blockers, and free up linebackers to make plays. That's exactly what Ohio State was missing late last season. Smith also gives the Buckeyes flexibility in rotation, allowing the staff to keep players fresh and maintain physicality throughout 4 quarters. In Big Ten play, that matters, especially when facing run-heavy teams in November. If Smith performs the way the staff expects, Ohio State's defensive line will look much stronger, deeper, and more physical than it did a year ago. Why these transfers matter for 2026. Each of these players fills a critical need. Hawkins stabilizes special teams. Little Jr. fixes the secondary depth crisis. Smith strengthens the interior defensive line. Together, they address the three biggest weaknesses Ohio State had entering the offseason. The portal isn't just about star power anymore, it's about fit, experience, and immediate impact. And that's exactly what Ohio State accomplished with these additions. Now, as spring football approaches, the Buckeyes can focus on development instead of panic, and that's a big deal for a team with championship expectations. Ohio State may not have won the portal headlines early, but they quietly put together a smart, effective transfer class. These aren't flashy signings, they're winning signings. If even two of these players hit their ceiling, Ohio State will be a much more complete team in 2026. So Buckeye fans, the question is, which transfer do you think will make the biggest impact next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash the like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more Buckeye football news every day.